If you think scams only happen to the young and naive, think again. Because what happened to Rose will leave you questioning everything you know about love and trust. At 68 years old, Rose believed her love story was over. She had buried her husband 10 years ago, raised her children, and lived quietly in a small Midwestern town. But one message, just one, changed everything. It started with, "Hello, beautiful." And by the time it ended, Rose would lose $300,000, her peace of mind, and almost, her life. Stay with me till the end of this video because you won't believe the twist that shattered Rose's world. And if you love true crime stories like this, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell because we have more shocking stories coming every week. Rose was a retired nurse, known for her kindness and the way she always put others first. But when her children moved away and her husband's laughter faded into memory, life became painfully quiet. Her daughter suggested joining Facebook to stay connected. And that's where she saw the message. "Hello, beautiful." It came from a man named Daniel Cole, or so he said. His profile picture showed a ruggedly handsome man in military fatigues. A U.S. Army engineer stationed overseas. The kind of man who looked like he could protect you from the world. Rose laughed at first. A man that young, early 40s, maybe, messaging her? It had to be a mistake. But then he sent another message. "I'm sorry if this seems sudden. I just saw your smile, and I had to say hello." And for the first time in years, Rose blushed. Over the next few weeks, Daniel became her good morning and her good night. They talked for hours, sometimes until 2 a.m. He called her "my queen," sent her songs, and told her she was the only light in his dark world. Rose hadn't felt this alive in decades. Daniel claimed his wife had died of cancer, leaving him to raise a young son alone. He showed Rose photos, a little boy with big brown eyes. He told her his son loved calling her Grandma Rose. Rose's heart melted. This wasn't just romance. It felt like family. What would you do if a love like this came into your life after years of loneliness? Tell me in the comments. Because Rose made a choice that changed everything. 3 months in, Daniel said he wanted to come home. To marry Rose. To spend forever with her. But then, the first problem appeared. "Baby, the military is holding my funds. I need to pay a clearance fee to get leave and come home. I hate asking, but you're all I have." Rose hesitated. But Daniel called her, voice breaking with emotion. "I just want to hold you. Please, my love. Help me come home to you." And so, with trembling hands, Rose wired $10,000. She told herself it was an investment in love. But it wouldn't stop there. After sending the first $10,000, Rose felt relief. Daniel told her everything was moving forward. He'd be home in 2 weeks. They even started planning the wedding over late-night calls. Rose bought a new dress, soft cream lace, something simple but elegant. She wanted to feel beautiful when he walked through that airport door. But then, another message came. "Baby, something terrible happened. My equipment shipment was damaged, and the base is fining me. If I can't pay, they'll extend my deployment. Please, Rose. I'm begging you." Rose's stomach twisted. Another payment. She'd just dipped into her savings. But Daniel's voice cracked on the phone. "I swear when I come home, every cent will be yours. I'll put you in a house by the ocean. Just help me this one last time." So she did. $25,000. Would you believe him at this point? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because Rose did. And that decision changed everything. 2 weeks passed. Then a month. Daniel never came home. Instead, he started calling more, sometimes 3 times a day. He told Rose she was his reason for living. He told her they were building a future. And every time Rose questioned why he wasn't home yet, another crisis appeared. A hacked account that needed urgent funds. His son falling ill and needing surgery. Military clearance issues that only she could solve. Each time, Rose opened her wallet. She cashed out her retirement. She took a loan against her home. By the 6th month, she'd sent $185,000. Something changed after that. Daniel wasn't as gentle anymore. His texts became demanding. If Rose didn't reply fast enough, he accused her of not loving him enough. One night, he snapped. "Do you want me to rot here? After everything we've shared? After all the promises? Don't you dare betray me now, Rose." Rose sobbed alone in her kitchen. She didn't recognize this man anymore. But she told herself it was the stress of war. He loved her. He just needed help. So she sent more. If your heart is pounding right now, hit that like button because what happens next will make you sick to your stomach. By month 8, Rose was $300,000 deep. Her accounts were empty. She was drowning in loans. And then, one night, as the snow fell quietly outside her window, her phone buzzed. "Daniel. Rose, if you really love me, you'll do this one last thing. Sell the house. Wire the money. Then I'll be on the next flight. I promise you, my queen." Rose froze. Her home was all she had left. The walls that held her memories, her children's laughter, her husband's voice. "Daniel. I can't." The call came immediately. His tone was ice. "Then you were never mine. And I swear, you'll regret this." The line went dead. That night, Rose barely slept. And the next day, she noticed something strange. A black SUV parked across the street. A man inside, sunglasses on, watching her house. Her heart pounded. Was it a coincidence? Or had Daniel sent someone? She called him, hands trembling. No answer. She called again. Nothing. And then, her phone lit up with a message that made her blood run cold. "You'll pay, Rose. One way or another." After that chilling message, "You'll pay, Rose. One way or another," her life unraveled. She stopped answering calls. She kept her curtains shut. Every time the SUV appeared outside, she felt like she was being hunted. Her hands shook when she poured her coffee. Her nights were spent wide awake, waiting for a knock at the door. Her children begged her to explain what was wrong. But how could she? How could she admit she'd given away their inheritance to a man she'd never met? Finally, her daughter forced her to the police station. With trembling fingers, Rose handed over the messages, the bank slips, and the emails filled with love and lies. The officer gave her a look she'd never forget. A look that wasn't pity, but recognition. "Ma'am, this isn't real. There is no Daniel Cole. You've been caught in what we call a romance scam. These are criminals. Most operate from overseas. The man you thought you loved doesn't exist." Rose's knees buckled. She couldn't breathe, couldn't think, couldn't even cry. The SUV, the threats, all psychological warfare. The scammer had tracked her address and was using fear to squeeze her for the last thing she had left, her home. And when investigators dug deeper, the truth was worse than Rose imagined. The photos of Daniel? Stolen from a real army officer who had no idea his image was being used. The son. A stock photo lifted from an old parenting blog. Every word, every call, every "I love you," scripted manipulation. Rose hadn't been speaking to a soldier in love. She'd been speaking to a scamming ring of men in Nigeria, taking turns pretending to be her one true love. When Rose realized the full truth, something inside her broke. She stared at her wedding dress hanging in the closet. She thought about the phone calls, the late-night whispers, the way her heart had raced like a teenager's again. All lies. All stolen. And then came the crushing reality. The money was gone. Forever. She had to sell her car. She nearly lost her house. And worst of all, she lost the trust of her children. Her daughter wept. "Mom, how could you not see it? How could you give everything to a stranger?" Rose had no answer. A year later, Rose was invited to speak at a local community event about online scams. She stood on stage, trembling, and told her story. The audience was silent. Some gasped. Some cried. And when she finished, she whispered one last line. "I didn't just lose money. I lost my dignity. I lost the last years of my life I thought I could spend in love." That night, Rose returned home alone. She made tea. She sat in her armchair. And as she scrolled through her phone, she saw something that made her blood run cold. A new message. "Hello, beautiful." The same words that started it all. Rose's story isn't rare. In fact, tens of thousands of people, especially older women, fall victim to romance scams every year. They lose not just money, but their health, their families, and sometimes, their lives. If you think it can't happen to you, think again. If this story shook you, please subscribe, like, and share it with someone you love. Because the only way to fight this evil is to expose it.